All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is day 503 on my journey to 2000, where I play a game of chess every day, put it on YouTube for folks to watch, and I track my progress on chess.com. In a bit of a down slope here, as I'm now close to the border of 1400 after climbing up respectively after a losing streak earlier in the summer. But I am finding myself kind of rushing a little bit and not focusing on what my opponent is going to do in their next move, which is probably a horrible way of playing chess. So what I'll do today is really just try and focus on what my opponent's going to do and see if that helps. Let's see what I'm playing today. Yes, Abdulaziz Zojamister, Caro-Kann. All right, and we'll pin here. Let's see. Yeah, maybe let's get the knight out first. They're preparing for the pin, so I'll go here instead. Okay, so they're castling king side. Let's pawn chain, attack the pawn there with the fella. I've got this. So let's see. Yeah. Let's just develop. Okay. Definitely don't like that knight being there. But if I take, then they have this extending their pawn chain. Let's castle. Get my knight in there, which would free this diagonal up and allow me to kick their knight. But what is my opponent going to do? They take. Okay, I think everything's okay here. Abdul is rated 1569 out of Uzbekistan. It's not obvious what I need to do here, so I'm just gonna make a move there. Activate my rooks. Start to look at the position, backwards pawns. No, I don't see any. This one, okay. So they take there. Now I could take. I could take. I think keeping my rooks back for now is a good idea. Adding some support to that center pawn. Okay. Now that could cause some issues later, but for now it's okay. I could easily kick it out. Would go back, but it does block my bishop in. So I'm not gonna be in a rush to do that. Let's see. This pawn's hanging. And they could have taken that earlier, which they probably should have. I'll defend it now. But I didn't think what my opponent's gonna do. Wow. Even after telling myself what I should do in the beginning. Man. Even after I just got done telling myself okay, well, here we go. Can't believe that. I cannot believe it. Should I put sticky notes up on my screen to like remind myself? I don't know. Sticky notes. Maybe. They're gonna just try and exchange pieces now. I need my queen if I'm gonna have a chance here, so they might just push here. They do. And then, let's see. Let's see. I don't think I've got a really strong chance here, but that fork. that square, but I can't. Unless I go here, here, and then there. But I just hung my knight, so good game. Good game. Oh, they did not. They did not see the free knight that I gave them. Yeah, this is over. They're just going to push this pawn. Man. Yeah, hanging the knight. Oh, they really don't want to take my free knight. Good game. Abdulaziz XO Jam Mister. Definitely know where my mistake was. Opponent played with 91% accuracy. I played with 80%. Obviously had one blunder and a miss. But it was a big blunder. So got through the Caro-Kann opening really well. Even had a slight advantage going through the opening. Castling wasn't an accuracy. The engine liked pushing that. To allow for the bishop to come back. But then some normal play, developing moves. This was an inaccuracy. This is when I didn't know where to go. They probably still like the h6 move again to allow the bishop to come back in. Slight inaccuracy here with taking. They like me taking with the rook better, but none of these are really game changers until this. This was a miss for my opponent. And I violated the only one rule that I set out for myself in the beginning of this game was I was going to focus on what my opponent was going to do next before moving, but I didn't. I moved it, and I had no thought as to what my opponent would do next. I think it is a matter of subconsciously feeling like I'm spending a minute analyzing the move. And so when I finally get to a point where I know when I'm going to move, I just move it because I'm like, okay, that's what I'm going to do. I need to take it a step further and really think about what my opponent's going to do next. Easier said than done for me, I guess. Maybe not for the rest of the chess community in the comments, but for me, it seems to be a hard thing, and I'm working on it. Okay, a blunder there, obviously. Let's take it back. Now, the other moves I was thinking was obviously kicking the knight, forcing it back here, but it would break a rule of moving, the pawns in front of the king. But I have to think that, and it would block in my dark squared bishop, so I don't know if that's the right move. You know what I didn't even consider? Well, obviously, taking with the rook was better because it, didn't leave that pawn undefended. And that's the reason why I went queen b6. Okay. So, since this pawn is undefended now, the best move probably is just to advance it. Or queen a5, which I don't know if I like that idea because of how it can get kicked away. So I think that's the best move. It's an excellent move. I would have kept my advantage here if I would have just thought about it a little bit more. Oh, look at this. The best move, though, is kicking the knight out. So, best square for that is probably here. And then eventually push or activate queen, attacking this. Or b6, preventing the knight from... or just aligning on this diagonal so that when this comes, takes. No, because they take back. So this, and then maybe this. Take with check. I would have the center pawns. Okay. Yep, they find the fork, and the rest is just me trying to salvage what I can. But by this point, the game was lost, and there were no opportunities. Even moving my knight in all these weird spots, letting them take it, weren't necessarily bad moves because there were no good moves to play. All right, well, I'm 1,400 points even on day 503. Until next time.